Hello and welcome to another Warhammer Total War multiplayer battle. Today we are on the Battle of Quellenay, that's the map name. And we are playing as the Beastmen and the Greenskins against the Empire and the High Elves. Sorry. Yeah. For the armies, the High Elves brought Lord on a Star Is it a Star Dragon? It is a Star Dragon, yeah. The order was Sun, Moon, Star, yes. And a Lore Master of Horse, as well as a Noble. And is it a Prince or a Princess? It's a Prince on a Star Dragon. The front line of the High Elves consists of 5 troops, 3 troops of spearmen and 2 troops of white lines of Grace. 1 troop of silver helms protecting the flank or gets ready to flank, as well as these are troops of the Empire. Okay, and 1 swordmaster of Horse here in the middle of the army, probably to protect and strengthen the core. And as a backline we have 3 troops of archers. Then for the Empire we have 1 troop of Knights of the Blazing Sun, 1 troop of Reichsguard, and 1 troop of Zindler's Reichsguard somewhere. There they are. As well as the Silver Bullets, the Sigmar Sons, and the Tatar Souls, as well as another group of Flagellants, and 1 troop of basic spearmen. 2 troops, but on the flanks. 1 troop of swordsmen, 1 troop of crossbowmen, 1 celestial wizard, as well as Karl Franz on his Griffin Deathclaw, or is it a normal Griffin? I can't really differentiate this two, so I won't take a guess. Well, I will, it's his Griffin, so yeah. I don't even know if he can take a normal one. I think Louis Leoncourt can take a normal one, but that's a different leader. And 1 troop of greatswords, the AP unit. And in retrospect, he should have brought more AP against the Greenskin army, which had 1 troop of Death Creepers, 1 troop of Morgroup's Mangy Marauders. Yes, the skirmish squad probably. Protecting the backline right now is 1 troop of Broken Tusk Mob, as well probably more in the backline than the troops who protect the backline. The Rusty Arrows of the Greenskin, the little Goblin Archers, Night Goblin Archers with armor thundering, as well as the Hammer of Gork and another troop of Goblin Archers, led by Wurzak, the Great Green Shaman, on his Mount Steel Ripper. So the front line of the Orc player consists of 3 troops of Black Orcs and 4 troops of basic Orc boys mixed into each other. And for my Beastmen army, I brought 3 troops of Angor Spearmen herds, 4 troops of Gore herds with double weapons, 2 troops of Bestigor herds, a Bray Shaman of Beasts, Morgur the Shadowgrave, a troop of Angor Raiders, a Giant, and 2 troops of Chaos Spawn. Yeah, and now let's... wait. I missed that one. And 1 troop of Night Goblin Fanatics at the flanks. Those crazy bastards. So let's start the battle! Right now. Well, it will take some time till the battle really starts, since we were kind of advancing until we noticed that the enemy mostly deployed in this part, so I had to withdraw a bit before I then charged, since my ally had to take some time to circle around and face the enemy here. And I'm not as crazy as... I'm not too crazy, What do you think? What am I saying? I'm not so crazy to engage the both enemies at the same time. Ugh. Well, fucked up at that sentence, didn't I? Yeah, I did. As an answer to the Hammer of Gork firing into their ranks and their side having no artillery, the Star Dragon, yes, the Star Dragon will try to circle around and attack the Hammer of Gork, which will succeed. Here we have the first shot really fired. Well, you don't count that shot. The High Elves running off to the battle, forming a solid line, firing their mighty arrows into my Angor Spearmen, which I'm totally okay with since they are Angor Spearmen. They're there to take any punishment they can get. And it's better to fire at them, for me at least, than to fire on my Gorherds, which I have no shields at all. Which they then proceed to do. Or are they shooting at my best? No, they're shooting at my Gorherds. Good choice. Because this group routed instantly. They're collapsing with the Spearmen. Yeah, the thing with the Spearmen of the High Elves is that they don't really have that good melee offensive skill. So against infantry they tend to die if they're not supported correctly. Oh. Getting some slowdowns unexpectedly. With strategy which I don't really see often, some frontal charge before the infantry engagement. And at this point I decide to send my giant over, which the Empire then decides to shoot at and try to focus. Ah, damned, missed that charge. Have to look. Approximately 2 minutes something, my giant will die. Poor giant. Oh, spoiler. Here I summoned the troop of Chaos Spawns just to mess with their bowmen. Which is a thing Morgurs can do. I'm always wondering why a lot of players tend to bring them really close to their front line. So that I can basically summon my units and have to walk like 5 meters or something and let them give them no time to react. Especially since the High Elves have such a high range. So, well, I'm not complaining or anything. If you are a Warhammer player, keep doing that, I'll have fun with it. And take advantage of... Ooh, a Pot of Gork. Leaving a scorched battlefield. And a lot of stunned Yumis. And then we have a few greatswords running into the giant. Which I'm quite okay with. The giant is pretty good against greatswords. And then they run away. And I forget about my giant there, because, well, you don't really think about troops you're not directly using against the primary enemy. I mean, it can bring some relief to my enemy ally, which it currently did, especially when he was fighting against the flatulence. But, well, I lost track of him and he gets shot. In approximately a few seconds. Well, if you consider like 30 seconds view. Must have given him some orders there before he charged by himself. That was bloody mess. That's a buffalo. And with that, poor giants die. This point I try to let their special abilities run out a bit. Have my Angor spearmen chase their archers, because Angor spearmen have shields and don't really care about archers if they run directly towards them, at least if they are in such a low number. And here an epic duel before... Wait one moment, hide foliage. So, there you even have a nice forest. Ouch. That must have hurt. Yeah, they're focusing with Spirit Leech and Cataract really hard. At which point he decides to bail out and run. So I stick my gore hurts on the remaining heroes. But I really can't see with the foliage on, so excuse me if that somewhat kills your aesthetic feelings. Poor giant. But I really don't care at this point anymore. While the orcs taking their positions. Oh, what is two elves fighting some Beastmen. Withdraw this guy just because he's kind of endangered fighting against single hero characters, which have a lot of single target damage and are pretty good against big units, like, yeah, not really these really big units, but squad-sized big units, since they tend to kill one with one or two hits, at least a few hits. And then I get support by some black orcs. Probably hunger for a bit of elvish flesh, and damn, I missed this. Here is the nice night ambush and a few black orcs. You get out with the remaining human soldiers on the battlefield. While Franz tries to come to their aid. Humans are supported by a few high elven archers, which are shooting now at the night goblins, which isn't an ideal target. Again, they have shields, so they block some of that fire. With that, the elf rout, and it's a victory. A Pyrrhic one, but a victory nonetheless. So let's take a look at the statistics. The Angor spearmen did die, which was what I expected them to do. Well, these got a few kills probably at the archers again at the end. And honestly, I don't really care about Angor spearmen. I mean, they're a nice fodder unit because they're expandable, but that's it. Well, they have shields. The frontline of Goreherds did a good and a mediocre job, and the Bestigors just right through their center. I think they got a really good buff, and I don't know if they got a buff, but it feels like they got a buff since Mortal Empire, so yeah, I really like them. These got shut down by the archers, which was a good call. The giant also got down by the archers and gunners, which was a good call, but he managed to get some kills and reduce the Tatar souls, so yeah, I think he was a good giant. Cute one at that. The younger raiders didn't do too much, but they are cheap, and some archers just wanted to have something to give pressure to air units and so, or bigger units. That's why I brought him. Morgur himself mostly did something with his abilities. The one summoned squad of Chaos Spawn messed up the High Elves archer, but yeah, Morgur himself didn't get to do too much, especially since he was focused by the really good hero killing squad. Probably should have let him run away a bit more or something. And the Bray Shaman didn't get much kills, but he did good damage, he did good buffs, and kept my frontline alive, at least some parts of it. I mean, they got pretty much devastated all over, but yeah. The rest of them did good. For my ally, Warzak and the Night Goblins Fanatic did really well, especially at the end. They basically routed the remaining humans. Routed and scattered them. The Orc boys, for the most part, didn't do too well. Well, this one did okay and good, but this one got a really good amount of kills, especially for Black Orcs. I don't know exactly what he was. This troop was fighting against, unit was fighting against, and the Black Orcs again did super well since they are Black Orcs, and for them I know for sure they got buffed in the Mortal Empire, so yeah, they're pretty nice units. The Goblin Archers also didn't get too much kills, but this one usually is good for armor thundering, and this one, yeah, basically additional fire. It can't hurt to bring them if you have some money over and want some archers, so why not? And the rusty arrows are amazing since they lower the armor and can be pretty devastating with combined with other archers, so yeah, good pick. The Broken Tusk mob didn't do too much. I think it's still a bit weakly, but I think it mostly did something against cavalry, and I'm pretty sure it and the archers killed the dragon of the High Elves, so yeah, even though their kill number isn't too high, they did something good, I guess. And the Hammer of Gore got prematurely shot down by the dragon of the High Elves, which then got killed. But I'm not sure if this was a worthy trait of the High Elves, but well, utterly can be pretty nasty if you let them alive, so probably a good thing. For the Empire, Karl Franz got a good amount of kills. He also flew some attacks against the giants, but well, he withdrew, probably having better targets. The Celestial Wizard was mainly there to debuff, as I believe that was what I saw. I saw a lot of Curse of the Midnight Wind being dropped. And the Spearmen also not too well in melee against Greenskins, but you bring them because they are sheep, and yeah, they may help you protect your archers from cavalry or something. The swordsmen did a good job, while the Sigma Sons didn't do too well. Well, they were facing off against Black Orcs, and so yeah, it's not really a wonder they didn't do too many kills. They're not AP units as well as the Flagellants. The Tether Souls got a bit more since they are the Tether Souls, and a bit more tanky, a bit more offensively varied. Yeah, they can do something more, and you have to know that probably a lot of these kills were against a unit of Black Orcs. And they fought against Black Orcs and my giants and got crushed there. The thing on Flagellants is they're even better holding force than most other things because they are unbreakable. Then for the Greatswords, they also didn't get too many kills because they're just outmatched by the Black Orcs and also were sent against my giant. And for the range troops, I'm not sure why they didn't get too much. I'm pretty sure one of these troops focused on my giant and brought it down, so good job to that. My poor giant. And the Reichsguard didn't do too much, but the elite version and the Knights of the Blazing Sun were pretty much harassing the backlines and also dealt some damage on their first charge. Right now I'm not sure if I would bring Reichsguard. The elite version is another thing, but the basic Reichsguard, just because they are 200 more and you basically brought them for their armor and it's just 10 armor more than the normal Empire Knights, which cost 900. So, well, and they have better stats naturally. So, but still I think for doing the job of Cav, armored Cav and so, I'd probably prefer Empire Knights. Well, that's my opinion. And for the High Elves, the Prince shot down the Hammer of Gork and probably duked it out with some broken Tusk Mob. So not his ideal target, except the Hammer of Gork. But he did something, and these two were probably devastating my front line and then killing my leader. Pretty sure they were partially involved in killing both of them, together with the Emperor Karl Franz, who I'm pretty sure killed my Bray Shaman. Well, he was out of mana, so I did not really care about it. Yeah. But he was giving some leadership, so that was sad. Also I brought his item where he can replenish mana by fighting. The Spearman didn't do too many kills against my Beastmen, and I didn't send my Chaos Spawn into the Spearman but into the Wizened line, so yeah. They're not exactly good against infantry units. They hold, but not forever. And they're missing attack skill of 22 with martial prowess, 20 without, or was it 19 even? Well, I don't know exactly. Yeah, they around the, on the level of Lothar Seaguard, I guess. We can have a look later. And the White Lions also weren't exactly good against Goreherds. A lot of their AP potential got lost against them, and since they have a low defense skill, a lot of hits got through. Yeah. The Swordmaster of Hoyt did pretty well. Well, they were facing off against Beastmen and infantry Beastmen, so yeah, they slashed through that. And I was surprised that they lived through the one Chaos Spawn I set on them, but that was the Chaos Spawn who got shot down by the archer, so yeah. Guess what happened. The Silverhands did a lot of side charging, but later on got caught by the Greenskins, if I remember correctly, or something. And the archers were wasting some fire on my Ungorherds, which make me really happy. Yay! Since firing on cheap, expendable, shielded troops is not exactly what you want your archers to do. Even especially if you have juicy targets like Goreherds or Chaos Spawns, or even a giant hanging around the battlefield. So, I hope you had fun on this battle, and before I end the recording, I'm going to look at... what was I going to look at? The High Elves. Take one troop of Lothar Seaguard, one troop of Spearmen. Yep, the Spearmen have 20, together with martial prowess 22, which is not especially high. if you compare it with, for example, Angors, which have 20 melee attack and 30 melee defense. So even Angors can defend somewhat against Spearmen. Even these guys. Yeah, you see. Let's compare it with Empire food troops. Yay. 43. Let's get 32. So yeah, they're probably better against cavalry, but against infantry these units are not especially useful. Same goes, in my opinion, for Lost and Seagulls. They get an amazing amount of defense, as well as these guys. But the drawback is their attack, and if they fight against some charging units like the Beastmen ones, with the high attacks, high melee attack, basic melee attack, and then high charging bonus, you're not too good off. I mean, you could, on the long term, you could enchant it by giving it some charge bonus, but even that won't do much. You need something to support those units, usually archers, but you have to kind of keep them away from the front line, especially if you fight against something that summons or has a higher unit count, since they simply can flank you. So you either have one troop of spearmen in the back line, or well, you probably should have one unit in the back line or something to protect your archers if you bring some archers. Or you have, for example, cavalry, while the spearmen holds the charge of anything. Well, they have only charge in defense against what was it called, large foes, but their basic melee defense will hold a lot of things for some time at least. At that time you should use, for example, cavalry to flank around, dragons to fly into their back, or even swordmaster for forward to clear one flank and then go down the line and basically eat their infantry. Yeah, or even chariots. Make your chariots rail. Yeah. Or you can use your spells to support it. For example, do they have one of those spells? I don't think they have. Well, the Phoenix spell would work. But they are good against cavalry, but not against infantry. I hope I wasn't blubbering too much, so have a nice day. Bye!